President Trump's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, says the president reimbursed attorney Michael Cohen for a non-disclosure agreement with adult film star Stormy Daniels. Daniels alleges she had sex with Mr. Trump back in 2006, which the president denies. Cohen paid her $130,000 to keep quiet 11 days before the election.
This morning, President Trump tweeted Cohen, quote, received a monthly retainer not from the campaign. He added money from the campaign or campaign contributions played no role in this transaction. Giuliani told Fox News the president's repayment was lawful.
That money was not campaign money. Sorry, I'm giving you a fact now that you don't know. It's not campaign money. No campaign finance violation. So
they funneled it through the law firm.
Funneled through the law firm, and the president repaid it.
Oh, I didn't know he did.
Yep.
There's no campaign finance law.
Zero.
Later, Giuliani told the Washington Post Mr. Trump learned most of the details of the payment after the FBI raided Cohen last month. He said the president was not aware of the payment when it was made, but Cohen knew he would be reimbursed because of his arrangement with the president.
Michael Avenatti, Stormy Daniels' attorney, joins us now at the table to discuss. What did you think when you first saw it? You know, the White House, people in the White House last night were saying they were stunned to hear Rudy Giuliani say what he said last night on Fox. What did you think?
Well, I was equally stunned, and I was speechless, because now we have a clear example of the president and Michael Cohen lying repeatedly to the American people, Gayle, about this payment, about the arrangement, the agreement, what the president knew and when he knew it. And I think we've only scratched the surface, and I think the more we dig, the more untoward conduct we're going to find.
How does this affect your case, Michael?
Well, it makes our case that much stronger, and I think it makes our efforts to depose the president that much stronger. And
why do you need to depose him?
And that much.
Go ahead.
And that much more likely that we are going to depose the president for this reason, Gayle.
Yeah.
Because the stories keep changing. With each passing week, more information comes out, and much of it is very inconsistent. It's time that people are forced to raise their right hand and testify under oath exactly what happened. And by that, I'm not talking about on Fox and Friends.
Well, but you've always said that he wasn't telling the truth about what happened between the two of them. And so now it's been clear that he has paid the money. Rudy Giuliani has admitted that. We still don't know why he paid the money, though. I think that that's a very interesting little detail.
Do you think Rudy Giuliani is accurate when he says the president did not know what this deal happened and that the money was paid afterwards?
Absolutely not. I don't think that's accurate at all. And now what Mr. Trump and Mr. Cohen and now Mr. Giuliani expect the American people to believe is as follows: that a woman came forward, a adult film star, made up a story about having sex with the president. They didn't believe her. They knew she was lying, and they promptly paid her $130,000. It's absurd. Well, these guys are making it up as they go along. They're not looking at the big picture. They're not telling the truth. And ultimately, it's going to cost them dearly.
Well, as you know, the president has been tweeting this morning, and he said that the agreement with Ms. Daniels was made to stop the false and extortionist accusations made by her about an affair. You currently have an anti-defamation lawsuit against the president. Is this going to be added to that lawsuit, these comments?
Well, we haven't made a definitive decision because this just happened, but I think it's very, very likely.
He's saying your client lied.
The president is digging his hole deeper and deeper with each passing day. Now we have Mr. Giuliani this morning on Fox and Friends doing the same. You know, look, I hope they keep talking and I hope they keep tweeting, because our case just keeps getting better.
You said the president won't serve out his term in office. How? Is he going to resign?
I believe that ultimately he will be forced to resign due to information that is going to come to light in connection with our case, as well as the raids by the FBI.
What is it, Michael, that you now expect to prove that we don't already know?
I think we're going to prove the details of this reimbursement. I think there's going to likely be criminal liability, criminal exposure in connection with how this payment was handled, how the money.
In what sense?
How the money flowed. If they were sending bogus law firm retainer invoices in an effort to have those paid with the expectation that no work was going to be performed, and that's how they were going to reimburse this payment, that very well may have significant liability associated with it. And again, I think we've only scratched the surface. I think this is one deal. One untoward deal of many that's going to come to light in connection with those raids.
Rudy Giuliani says this is not campaign money.
whether it's campaign money or not, that's not the measure of whether campaign finance violations occurred. The campaign finance law is multifaceted. There's a number of things you can and cannot do. I think it's clear that if an effort was made to avoid reporting this, whether it be by Michael Cohen or by the president himself or by his organization, that's ultimately going to prove to be very problematic.
What is Stormy Daniels saying this morning? What is your client saying about all this?
Well, with each passing day, she feels more and more vindicated because the predictions that we've made in this case over the last 2 months continue to come true. What we've told the American people, ultimately what we were going to show, continues to come true. And anyone that disputes that can go back and look what we've said over the last 2 months compared to what the president and Michael Cohen have said.
Michael Avenatti, thanks for coming in and being with us this morning. We appreciate it.